Okay, can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, so hello everyone on our second workshops. This time the title is From Zero to LP, Implementing Liquidity Provision on STONfi. Small note that this session will be recorded because we have a lot more people that want to see it, and sometimes people can't join live, so that for you to know that this section is recorded. So please share what's your coding energy today. Please share it in chat if you are cat number 1, cat number 2, or cat number 3. We always starting with this cat vibe check. Okay, so we have pretty good vibe here. All 3 cats are around. Okay, so we will start with some introduction about STONfi and liquidity provision use cases that will be held by Ethan Klein, our head of dev relations and grant fund. So Ethan, I will hand over to you.
Okay. All right. Start from the beginning. All right. Everything's good?
Yes.
All right. So for the few that we have a nice tight group today, right? So we can also, later on when David is showcasing more of the bytecode of it all, we can definitely have some interactions. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about STONfi. So we're an automated market maker, the leading DEX on TON. And basically, TON is very in close relationship with Telegram. And what it does is, so basically Telegram, it's the blockchain that goes with Telegram. So one of the major reasons I got into the TON ecosystem was because TON and TON Foundation, they're building an infrastructure specifically for a use case, and that's with Telegram. And I noticed with other chains, they're building the infrastructure, but not sure what will be the killer use case. So that was one of my core drivers of joining the ecosystem and then working with STONfi. And how it works is there's mini apps. So this is just an iframe that goes as a Telegram bot that basically you open up on this iframe your web app. So it's a great place to sandbox your projects, right? As of right now, there's a Telegram Apps Center. You can search it. That's kind of the app. That is the app store on Telegram. Currently, there's 1.4 million users utilizing that. So that's a great way to launch your project, get showcased on the app store. There is an application process, but it takes just a few months, and then you're in the store. And then the future is pretty bright, right? Because Telegram has 1 billion users. And it is inevitable that the UI interface will give easy, quick access in the future to the App Store. So you can think of what you're building now, the potential when that occurs will bring a lot of users. And like I was saying, these are web apps, right? So you don't have to build a native app to go on Telegram on the mini App Store. And a lot of times this is a much easier approach with building your product. So a bit about STONfi. This is kind of just some stats showing like the TVL, our total trading volume, unique wallets. We at STONfi, we consider ourselves to be dev friendly. So we work really hard on the docs to make sure you're getting the help you need. Where we have a dev channel that you can check out. It's called STONfi Devs, that you can ask any questions to us. We're always prompt to respond. And so we really, that's kind of like our brand, is to be dev focused, to support the development community in the TON ecosystem. And we also run a grant program. So the grant program goes up to 10K grants. If it's simple swap function, this is usually lower, around 2K. But what we're doing is we assess your development time of integrating with our DEX. So the grant program is specifically for utilizing our DEX in some capacity. And so we want to help you and fund your development time to do that. So that's like the key part of it. We also offer free service perks. So we have some partners where you get, for example, $500 credit for Firefly's AI transcript, GitHub Enterprise free subscription. So we make sure that you have other means to support your application that would usually cost service money, right? And we do product mentor support. So we have myself help supporting with QA testing, also David with the technical aspects in the program. When any questions you have, we're there to help you. And then one of the bigger things is the featured promotion, right? Once you've integrated and your product is live, we're really happy to promote you through our social channels. We also invite you on an AMA to talk about your project to our community. It's a great way to kind of bootstrap and also get your first users, especially if you're in the early stages. But if you're in the later stages, maybe you're a multi-chain DeFi protocol and you want to integrate, there's opportunities there too, as well. But we do primarily focus on the early stage. We want to, help the early builders in the ecosystem, because the more the more learning Fund-C, learning how to utilize different DeFi aspects is a key driver for the future. So what I'm going to talk about a little bit is about liquidity provision use cases. So we're going to kind of go over like what others are doing in the market, so you get an idea, because I know there's many topics, many like different approaches you can utilize it, but this will give you an idea of a few to know what type of product strategy you should use when you're utilizing our pools. So here's some just areas that put up. There is even more than this, but I wanted to just focus on these. So you have yield aggregators in the DeFi scene. What this usually is a vault, basically a place you put money, and the contract, there's a smart contract that will find strategies on which pools are producing the best yield, right? So on STONfi, all the pools make 0.2% of all the swaps that are interacting with that pool. So that encourages users to add liquidity into the pool and earn from that. And the pool borrows that liquidity so that the swaps become even. Sometimes everyone might be selling or everyone might be buying. If there wasn't a liquidity pool, there couldn't be that match. And so it ways to borrow and put back in. So that those type of strategies using smart contracts uses our LPs. There's also rebalancing vaults. So that's an example with farming or incentive programs, where when a user puts into liquidity, you could build a smart contract that can actually reinvest the farming rewards back into the pool. So your APR increases because you slowly are increasing the amount of funds in the pool. Custom routing algorithms. This comes down to like TON aggregators that is using the API to discover what pools can have the best swap feature, for example, or this could be utilized with arbitrage bots, for example. So those are areas where you can use the API for this. Another one is liquidity bootstrapping event. That's an example of like launch pads, right? So a launch pad will have a bonding curve. If you're familiar with the meme launch pads, anyone can create a token, have a theme, connect a community. And then there's a bonding curve where people put TON in to buy the token. And when it hits a certain amount, it gets launched as an LP pool, right? So their contract automatically adds a pool for that token to be launched. And then another one is basically just having more DeFi functionality. So the automated liquidity provisioning is like, for example, if you're a smart wallet, I like to call it, where you have you're building a wallet that holds tokens you can send, receive, but even more element is have an earn button where users can just add to the pool. So it's like giving just a interface for adding liquidity into pools through your application. They don't have to jump to different browsers. So it's a great way to continue getting users from there. And I have some examples of some projects like that are doing these topics. You can even scan the QR code if you want to check it out for these projects. One is called Ton Yield. They're doing yield aggregation, so they use our LP for performing yield strategies, right? So they're looking for the best yield pools, and it will change. So it's the same concept. You put your money into their vault contract, and then they're finding ways to have you gain better yields. And these type of products actually increase overall APR, like for their customers because they do this approach. And there's another one called Settleton. They're a pretty cool project as well. They also they have vaults with yield aggregation, but they focus on the farming incentives, right? So farming is basically when a project has a pool and they want to incentivize more people to jump into it, they give like a daily reward to the users. And that daily reward can either be collected, but their mechanism allows it just to be consistently reinvesting it for you, saving time, allowing your holdings in the pool to grow. Then we have Nimbus, and these guys, what they are, they're a portfolio tracker, right? So their application, you can connect different wallets from different chains, even display all your earnings in one place. And what they're going on the direction to add more DeFi functionality. So what they did was they have now the ability, they call it their yield farming explorer, where you can just directly through their system add to different liquidity pools. So that again is using our SDK. They're using an interface to allow people to put into these liquidity provisions. So another example there. And last but not least, there we have an example of a meme pad. Right now, there's 2 core meme pads in the Ton ecosystem that are having the most hype, and that's Stonks, and another one is also Bloom. But definitely check both of those out. But what they have is a bonding curve, and the contract, once the bonding curve is hit with that meme token and it's becoming popular, it will launch directly on STONfi. And so they're also using our SDK for that. So that is it. Now David will be taking over, and so we'll be going into the different processes for integrating the liquidity provisions, but feel free to scan the LP guide here. That's also available in our docs. David actually wrote this. It's just a great way where it's a step-by-step process, especially for beginners, to start doing this. Okay, thank you very much. And David, I will bring it to you. And I'll stop sharing. There we go.
Sorry, I was muted. Let's go to our presentation. Please share in the chat how would you rate your programming skills. If you are beginner, please type A. If you have some experience, please type B. If you are advanced programmer, please type C. It would be easier for me to know how deep I can go with what I want to show you. Yeah, we have some A, B, okay. Okay, yeah, it's so definitely we will not go super deep, and also in the end of the presentation, like in my demo, I will show you how you can leverage AI to do the job. So AI will do your job. You don't need to code so much, but yeah, you will see. Okay, so let's go and check out our SDK. So basically, we have two packages from STONfi. First one is STONfi SDK, and the other one is STONfi API. Both can be downloaded from the NPM, which is a place where you can download libraries that you can use later. When it comes to STONfi SDK, this is a wrapper over our contract, so it's easy way to call function and get the message that will be passed to your wallet. Then you will sign this message, and then it can be on take action on chain. The other package is STONfi API, which is a wrapper over our STONfi HTTP request. So basically everything that is off-chain, like for example, pools or simulation for swaps or liquidity provision, is done by this library. So here is our documentation, docs.ston.fi. We are on the main page. On the left, we have some navigation, and here we have a section with a quick start guides, where there is this recently added liquidity provision guide that we will follow today. If you don't have a developer environment installed, you don't need to do it right now. You can follow it. Then we will have a recording, and you can do everything that I will show you right now in your own time. So basically, we will go from the top to bottom. We have some introduction. Yeah, as I said, we're leveraging two of our packages, SDK and API. Also, we will use Ton Connect UI React for connection with the wallet. So first thing which we need to do is to open the terminal. I will show my terminal here. So basically, let's do it like this. So we will have everything on one screen. Okay. So first command is pnpm. To use, to do everything related to React libraries, you need to have a package manager. In this demo, we will use pnpm, but if you used to npm, or you're using yarn, ban, everything is the same. You just need to switch the command. For the purposes of this demo, we will use pnpm. Okay, so first we need to check if pnpm is installed. On my computer, it's installed. If it's not installed on your computer, you need to run the second command. So here we will create a basic React project from the template. So we have this command left. Let's run it. We need to create a name for our project. Let's use this name, STONfi Liquidity App. Now we need to go to this new created directory, and I will run my own developer environment, which is a cursor in my case. If you're using Visual Studio Code or Windsurf, everything is okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to run npm install to install all of the packages. I will try to have it all on one screen. Okay. One moment. Okay, now we will run npm dev. And I just want to show you that we have just simple template from this Vite, and this is our foundation. This is basic React template, so no STONfi features. It's just the output of the command that I showed you. Okay, next we need to add specific libraries that we will use. As I said, it's STONfi SDK, STONfi API, Ton Connect UI React, and Ton package. Let's do this. I see in the chat that you can't see my screen. Okay, the rest can see. There's also other question. How do you open the terminal? Yes, so basically terminal on a Mac is, I'm just doing command space and typing terminal. You can use iterm, whatever is your terminal of choose. On Windows, I think you have PowerShell. Definitely you can try to solve this in your own time while watching the recording. Okay, going back to the code, I'm adding those libraries by running this command npm add. Also, for the purposes of this demo, we will use Tailwind CSS for styles. We don't want to handle CSS files. This is a modern approach to the styles. So this is something that we're using here. But if you have other approach, you can do it by yourself. So we need to add few more packages related to Tailwind, and we need to add Vite plugin node because there are some polyfills for the browser environment. Okay, next step is we need to update the Vite config ts file with the code here. This is for the Tailwind. Then we need to edit index CSS and replace all of the file with this one line import Tailwind CSS. And next, we need to remove app CSS because we don't need old styles. And we also need to remove import of this file to the app TSX. It's all written here. Then we can again run our app and check if everything is working. Okay, so what you can see right now, this is expected because we just removed all of the styles. We have just normal text. This is the state that you should have after finishing the second paragraph. The next one is adding a connection to the wallet. So basically, we need to copy this code and put it in a mine TSX. Let's do this right now. Basically, in the second step, you have a step that you need to create the Ton Connect manifest JSON. This is required step. You need to fill info about your project, URL, name, icon, but we will skip this for the purposes of the demo. And I just instead sourcing this file here in this line, I just pasted my example manifest file from the Git repository. So we don't need to do it right now, but it's all explained in the guide. The last step to have a wallet connection button is just to copy this few lines of code and paste it into app.tsx. Then what we can do is go back to our app, refresh it. Okay, and this is the expected result. Normally, this is the title and this is the wallet connect button. You can just connect your Stonekeeper, for example, and you see your wallet address. Okay, next step, we will fetch available assets. So basically, what we need to do is we need to add few more imports to the app.tsx file. Let's do this. And then we need to create a STONfi API client. Then we need to add few React states. We need to add the logic for fetching assets. So basically, we're calling query assets function that is on the STONfi API client, and we are passing a condition with liquidity very high, liquidity high, and liquidity medium because we want to show only tokens with high liquidity. If you have a different use case, you can adjust to your own to your own use case. I'm copy pasting this logic. Then we need to add a function that is responsible for handling token change. And the last piece of code is JSX code related to the UI of choosing the token. So basically, we need to copy paste it here. Okay, save. Go back to our app. As you can see, with just few copy pasting between our guide and the editor, we have this simple logic. So if I refresh this page, here we have our wallet connected. There is a list of different tokens. So basically, this is UI where you can create a pair that you want to later provide the liquidity. Right now, we have only those two drop downs with different tokens, and we have amount A and amount B. Right now, it's just a UI, but then in the next section, we will provide the logic for the liquidity simulation. So basically, I will start with copy pasting code, and then when we will test it, I will explain you what the simulation is. So in the beginning, we need to copy those few lines of code. Basically, we can make it even simpler. Okay, like this. Then we need to copy paste two functions that are responsible for the decimals, because normally what we see as a user, for example, one token needs to be translated to the blockchain word, which is handling the amount of token as a decimal. So for example, for ton, if you see 1 ton, on the blockchain word is 1 with 9 zeros. So we need to have separate functions that's handling this. Let's copy paste those functions. Then we need to use a ton address hook that will help us to get our wallet address. We need to add one more state, which will be the simulation result. Let's do this. We need to add the logic that will reset simulation whenever user will change token A and token B, because the simulation will be no longer valid. And the last piece of logic is handle simulation click. So basically logic related to running the simulation. Let's copy paste this code. Here we need to add the simulation button. It will be on the bottom of the JSX. Let's do this here. And last but not least, the simulation result UI. I will copy this code here and paste beneath the simulate logic. Okay, is everything okay? We have simulation logic twice, so we need to remove it once. Looks like everything is working as expected. Let's go back to our app, refresh it, and check if we will if we want to provide one token of TON and one token of USDT, the simulation will be successful. Yes. So basically, let me move it a little bit so it will be visible. Okay. So basically, simulation is calling our API and checking if what we want to do. So basically, we want to provide the liquidity for pair of TON USDT. We'll have a result that is what we expect. So basically, right now, the price of 1 TON is around 3 USDT. So if we want to provide the liquidity, we want to provide it in a ratio of 1 TON and around 3 USDT tokens to match the current market. So we're running this simulation result function, and this is the result. We are showing it to a user. User can check if there are no errors. Next step is building the real transaction, because right now we have the simulation. We see that this is okay and we want to do this. Now we need to work on a transaction button that we will do the real transaction. So first, what we need to do is to go to TON Center, because we need API key. Key is written that using API without API is limited to 1 request per second, and because of liquidity provision is more resources consuming, we need to request for the API key in TON Center. So you need to follow this guide to get your own API key. I have my own, so let me just copy paste it here. It's written that you need to get this key, create the .env file, and create this variable. So this is the first step. Next, we need to import the TON client and provide this API key to the TON client. So basically, we need to copy paste this code and add on the top of our file here. I will clean a little bit the imports. Okay. I think now it's good. Then a second step is to call the used Ton Connect UI hook. We need to put it here. And almost last step is handle provide liquidity click function. So basically, this function is responsible for taking the simulation result, call the necessary functions, and build the real transaction. It depends if you have Ton as a one of the pair that you want to provide liquidity, or you have a Jeton. Everything is handled by this function. So what you need to do is just copy paste it. Let's do this and paste right after handle simulation click. Then the last step is to add a button that will be responsible for the provide liquidity, and we will paste it right after our liquidity result, which is here. Let's do this. Okay, looks like everything is working. Let's refresh our app. And this time we will go through we want to test the whole flow. So we will do the real transaction. So I think that what we can do is to try to provide the liquidity for Ton to a NAT token. And let's try to add 0.1 Ton and 1 NOT and simulate it. Okay, so we have a simulation result that took a ratio that is proper right now in terms of price, which is 0.1 to around 150 amounts of NOT. And now we can click provide liquidity. As you can see here in the TonKeeper extension simulation, it's same. You have around 150 NOT, and it will take 0.1 Python, which is basically Ton in your wallet. Let's confirm it. Okay. Transaction is sent. So we need to wait a little bit to check if it will appear. Let's go to Ton Viewer and my wallet. Sometimes we need to wait a little bit to appear, but I'm sure that it will be here in a minute. Let's try to refresh it. In the spare time, I will check. We don't have any new questions. Okay, let's try again. Okay, yeah, we can see it 1 minute ago. So here is this transaction. I think it will be also visible here. Yes. The time is good. So let's check if this transaction was successful. Yes, this transaction is confirmed. And if we go to our wallet, we see the LP token for the NOT Ton pair. So basically, this is our expected result. So everything is working. So basically, this is explained in the section 7 to the flow for the providing the liquidity. Also, in the 8th step, there is a explained how you can test it with what we did just recently. And if you don't want to copy paste all of the code back and forward, you can just copy it all from here in our documentation. As you can see, this is exactly same code. It's all there, so you can copy paste it from here, or you can click open on Replit. Replit is a virtual development environment. So I have Cursor, which is local on my computer. Replit is on cloud, so you can do everything which I'm doing here on cloud. So basically, this is the easiest way to test what we just did. As a next step, you can play around with it. You can add this, for example, slippage, control of a slippage. You can have a range control, or if you want to burn the liquidity, either you can check our docs to check how you can do this. Basically, it's calling get burn tax params, or you can visit our, if you want to do it through UI, you can go to app.ston.fi to pools, my pools. Here is the LP that we just provided, and you can click here to withdraw it. You can do it however you like, but this is not part of the quick start guide. Also, if you're looking for more advanced example, here is a link to our Next.js SDK example app, where you have more high-level approach using the Next.js framework that is using hooks, context providers. So definitely worth to check. And you can even play around with this example app by clicking the last link on this page. So as you can see, you have also similar inputs. For example, you can choose STON to USDT. You can even choose pools, like different pools, if you want to provide it to different pool. So as I said, there is no workshop nowadays without this magic AI word. So I would like to show you how you can leverage AI. And we see that we have a lot of beginners here. So I would like to show you how easy you can let AI code. So what I want to do is, so we have this app, but I would like to have a similar functionality of possibility to choose pool where I want to provide the liquidity. So what we can do is we can go back to our cursor. We can stop the server. Let's add all of the code to Git, so we will get track of all changes that AI will do. So let's do this init repo. Okay. So basically, we have all changes committed. And what we can do right now is, in the cursor, you can click Command I, and there is this chat, which is the AI agent. I like to leverage the O3 model from OpenAI with a max mode for this specific feature in the cursor. And I will tell something like this. Please add a drop down that will allow us to choose pool that we want to provide liquidity. And to give AI some context, because it might be confused, we will tell that, because this is the function that is giving the pools for specific pair, we can go. I'm clicking command and clicking on this pool to go to the STONfi API package types and check what is the name of like the amount of liquidity currently if this pool, because our API is giving you that info. So it's LP total supply USDT, and I will tell the AI that get pools by STONfi pair for context. Get pools by asset pair is returning list of pools that has this property, and I will tell the AI, so please sort pools by supply. Okay, and this is everything, and I'm just clicking enter, and we will see what the AI agent will produce for us. In the maybe in the spare time, because it will take some time, if you already have some questions, please use the chat. I will try to answer. If not, we can just wait what AI will produce in this, and if this is what we expected. I will try to make it larger. Well, so as you can see, it's already showing some code. And it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So let me run the app. The AI is still thinking, but we can accept that. Oh yeah. So they claim that it's working. So let's check if this is true. I will accept all of the changes, go back to our app, and yes, it's working. So as you can see, it's similar, like to give you context. Okay, so this is what I showed you, our STONfi example. If you choose STON and USDT, you have few pools that you can choose. And in our example, we have same pools here. If we will change the pair to, for example, TON and not coin, I think it's not updating. So let's try to refresh it. Oh yeah, now it's updated. So as you can see, if we have TON and not, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pools. Let's check if this is same story here. Yes, we have 5 pools. Okay. Let's go back to our presentation. So that's all from the code perspective. Please share in the chat how do you feel after the presentation, if you are overloaded with the amount of knowledge. and you need to watch the recording again and follow the guide in your own tempo, please type 1. If it's all clear, type 2. And if you have some questions, please type please type 3. This is a time for the questions. If you have any questions, please use the chat. Thanks for sharing that. If you have on any other questions, I will also share. One moment. I want to share with you a link to our chat. Okay, copy link. Feel free to join to our STONfi devs channel. We're trying to help developers there. If there are no other questions, thank you everyone for attention. And we will share the recording with you whenever it will be ready. Thank you.
Thank you.